It's working.
Podemos hablar.
That's what was missing. Oh, man. Oh, wait a second. There's something here. Oh, these are for you. Hold on, I think I got something. Okay. I know what these are. Hello. Hello. Hello there. Today I'm going to read you a story titled, I should say, The Bird and the Whale by Aletta. Once there was a bird who loved a whale, and a whale who loved a bird. The bird loved the whale's beautiful smile. He loved the way she swam gracefully through the water. The whale loved the bird's handsome white feathers. She loved to watch him soar through the sky. During the summer, the bird and the whale met in the bay, and they talked and talked. They talked about the moon and the waves and the ships in the ocean. The bird told jokes that made the whale laugh. The whale sang beautiful songs that made the bird cry. One day, you could meet my family in the ocean, said the whale. And you could meet my friends on the land, said the bird. Everything was perfect. But the world does not stop turning just because a bird and whale fall in love. Summer changed into autumn, and autumn changed into winter, and the ocean became cold, and all the whales left for warmer waters. Come with me to warmer waters, said the whale. It's a wonderful place. It's always warm, and there are so many fish to eat. I love eating fish, said the bird, and I love being with you. I will follow you anywhere, but first, teach me to be a whale. Like this, said the whale. Follow me, and she dived into the water. Okay, said the bird, and he also dived into the water. Deeper and deeper he went. I'm swimming, he laughed. I'm a whale. But soon he could not breathe, and he returned to the surface, gasping. He tried and tried and tried to swim, but he ran out of breath every time. "I don't think a bird can be a whale," said the bird. "Better if you come with me. I live up on the cliffs. It is a wonderful place. It's warm and cozy, and every morning you can see the sunrise." "I love to see the sunrise," said the whale. "And I love being with you. I will follow you anywhere, but first teach me to be a bird." "Like this," said the bird. "Follow me." And he flapped his wings and soared into the sky. "Okay," said the whale. She shut her eyes tight and flapped her fins, just like the bird. She flapped and flapped, up and down. Water splashed everywhere. "I'm flying," she laughed. "I'm a bird." But when she opened her eyes, she was not soaring in the sky. She was still in the water. She tried and tried and tried to fly, but she just couldn't. "I don't think a whale can be a bird," said the whale. "You can't fly, and I can't swim. So where can we live together?" said the bird. "We will stay here in the waves," said the whale. But the bird shook his head sadly. "You love to swim deep in the ocean," he said. "That is your favorite thing to do, and you will never be happy here." "And you love to fly and soar into the sky," said the whale. "That is your favorite thing to do, and you will never be happy here either." And so, because the bird and the whale loved each other so much, they said goodbye. But they never forgot each other. Every time the whale saw a bird flying high in the sky, he thought of her bird. She hoped he was enjoying the skies just like that. And every time the bird saw a whale diving deep into the ocean, he thought of his whale. He hoped she was enjoying the ocean just like that. The end. That was The Bird and the Whale by Aletta. Link down in the description for the original on both the English and Spanish versions. Thank you for listening. We hope you enjoyed.
Hola. Hola. El pájaro y la ballena de aleta. Una vez hubo un pájaro que amaba a una ballena y una ballena que amaba a un pájaro. Al pájaro le encantaba la hermosa sonrisa de la ballena. Le encantaba cómo nadaba elegantemente por el agua. A la ballena le encantaban las bonitas plumas blancas del pájaro. Le gustaban mirar cómo se elevaba por el cielo. Durante el verano, el pájaro y la ballena se encontraron en la bahía. Hablaron y hablaron. Hablaron de la luna, de las olas y de los barcos en el océano. El pájaro contó chistes que hicieron reír a la ballena. La ballena cantó hermosas canciones que hicieron llorar al pájaro. Un día podrías conocer a mi familia en el océano, dijo la ballena. Y tú podrías conocer a mis amigos en la tierra, dijo el pájaro. todo era perfecto. Pero el mundo no para de girar solo porque un pájaro y una ballena se enamoran. El verano se transformó en otoño y el otoño se transformó en invierno. El océano se volvió frío y todas las ballenas partieron hacia aguas más cálidas. «Ven conmigo donde hay aguas más cálidas», dijo la ballena. «Es un lugar maravilloso, siempre es cálido y hay muchísimos peces para comer». «Me encanta comer pescado», dijo el pájaro, «y me encanta estar contigo. Te seguiré siempre a cualquier lugar, pero primero enséñame a ser una ballena». «Así», dijo la ballena, «sígueme», y se sumergió en el agua. «De acuerdo», dijo el pájaro, y él también se sumergió en el agua. Se sumergió más y más profundo. «Estoy nadando», rió, «soy una ballena». Pero pronto no pudo respirar y regresó jadeando a la superficie. El pájaro intentó e intentó e intentó nadar, pero se quedó sin aliento cada vez. «No creo que un pájaro pueda ser una ballena», dijo el pájaro. «Mejor ven conmigo. Vivo arriba en los acantilados. Es un lugar maravilloso, es cálido y acogedor, y cada mañana puedes ver el amanecer». «Me encanta el amanecer», dijo la ballena, «y me encanta estar contigo. Te seguiré a cualquier lugar, pero primero enséñame a ser un pájaro». «Así», dijo el pájaro, «sígueme». Y batió sus alas y se elevó en el cielo. «De acuerdo», dijo la ballena. Cerró los ojos con fuerza y batió sus aletas como el pájaro. Aleteó y aleteó, arriba y abajo. El agua salpicó en todos lados. «Estoy volando», rió. «Soy un pájaro». Pero cuando la ballena abrió los ojos, no estaba elevándose en el cielo. Todavía estaba en el agua. Ella intentó e intentó e intentó volar, pero no pudo. «No creo que una ballena pueda ser un pájaro», dijo la ballena. «Tú no puedes volar y yo no puedo nadar. ¿Dónde podremos vivir juntos?», dijo el pájaro. «Nos quedaremos aquí, en las olas», dijo la ballena. Pero el pájaro sacudió la cabeza tristemente. «A ti te encanta nadar profundo en el océano», dijo. «Eso es lo que más te gusta hacer. Nunca serás feliz aquí. Y a ti te encanta volar y planear en el cielo», dijo la ballena. «Eso es lo que más te gusta hacer. Tú tampoco serás feliz aquí». Y entonces, como el pájaro y la ballena se querían tanto, se dijeron adiós. Pero nunca se olvidaron el uno del otro. Cada vez que la ballena miraba a un pájaro volando alto en el cielo, pensaba en su pájaro. Ella esperaba que él estuviera disfrutando de los cielos de esa manera. Y cada vez que el pájaro veía una ballena sumergiéndose profundo en el océano, pensaba en su ballena. Él esperaba que ella estuviera disfrutando del océano de esa manera. El pájaro y la ballena de aleta.
Hello. Hi there. Hello there. Professor Dustin here. I'm now going to read a poem entitled The Shadow of the Wing by Amado Nervo. English, of course. Here we go. You who think I don't believe. When we two viewed, I do not imagine my desire, my thirst, my hunger for God, nor have you heard my desolate cry that echoes through the inner place of shadow, calling on the infinite, nor do you see my thought, laboring in ideal genesis. Frequently in distress, with throes of flight, if my sterile spirit could own your power of birth, by now I would have columned heaven to you, to perfect your earth. There we go. But tell me, what power stows within a flagless soul to carry anywhere at all? Its torturer, who knows? That keeps a fast from faith, and with valiant integrity goes on asking every day. And every darkness, why? Notwithstanding, I am shielded by my thirst for inquiry, my pangs for God, cavernous and unheard. And there is more love in my unsated doubt than in your tepid certainty. That was The Shadow of the Wing by Thank you so much for joining us through these Tingle Experiments.
We appreciate all your love and support. Thank you for attending class.
We hope that if you're going through something unpleasant,
that things get better.
Please consider subscribing for more relaxing videos.
And hit the bell
so you don't miss a thing. Come on, you want to do that?
and check out our other social media platforms.
Linked in the description below. Remember, down there.
Now it's your turn
to go back in time.
Back to Tingle Experiment number 1.
Pay close attention to the backgrounds.
And we highly recommend to
have the subtitles / closed captions on.
We'll see you there.
Wishing you well. Professor ASMR. Ready? Oh, and a couple more things before you go. We almost forgot. Only throughout the Tingle Experiments series will a number randomly show up somewhere in the video, like this. It will only show up very briefly, like this. So keep your eyes peeled, since there is one in each Tingle Experiment. These are row numbers, and the order goes from 1 at the top to start, and then downward in numeric order. Find these numbers and pay attention to our backgrounds for the rest. Also, the subtitles / closed captions are not related to the row numbers and backgrounds. This is a separate puzzle. You will need the info in all the Tingle Experiments to complete both of these puzzles. Best of luck. Now, onward with your journey back in time.